February 13th, 1967. The air in Fairmont, West Virginia, was biting. Two local hikers were making their way through a wooded area near a popular park, looking for a quiet trail. Instead, they found a nightmare. Protruding from a shallow grave in the frozen earth was a human hand. When police arrived, they didn't find a typical transient or a victim of a random crime. They found a man who looked like he had stepped straight out of a boardroom and into a professional execution. He was young, likely in his late 20s or early 30s. He was well-groomed, with a fresh haircut and clean-shaven face. He was wearing a high-quality tailored suit and polished dress shoes. But as the investigators began their work, a chilling pattern emerged. He hadn't just been killed. He had been sanitized. The crime scene was clinical. The man had been shot multiple times, twice in the head and once in the chest. There were no signs of a struggle, no shell casings, no footprints other than those of the hikers. But it was his clothing that truly baffled the Marion County Sheriff's Department. Every single identifying mark had been removed. The labels on his suit jacket, cut out. The tags on his shirt and trousers, gone. Even the brand names inside his shoes had been meticulously scraped away. He had no wallet, no keys, no coins, not a single scrap of paper to tell the world who he was. Police took his fingerprints and sent them to the FBI. They waited for a hit, a military record, a criminal file, a driver's license, anything. The result? Nothing. For the next several months, investigators tracked every missing person report in the tri-state area. They looked into mob disappearances in Pittsburgh and New York. They shared his photo with newspapers across the country. But nobody claimed him. No family came forward. No friends recognized the face. In the eyes of the law, he didn't exist. He was buried in a potter's field with a headstone that offered no comfort. It simply read, "Unknown, male number 1. Decades passed. The 1960s turned into the 70s, then the 80s. The case file grew yellow and brittle in a basement drawer. Unknown male number 1 became a local legend in Fairmont, a ghost story told to newcomers about the man in the suit who was executed by the mob and buried in the woods. The theories were endless. Was he a government informant, a high-ranking member of an organized crime syndicate who knew too much, or perhaps a businessman who got caught up in a deal that went south? The precision of the murder suggested professional work. To kill a man, strip him of his identity, and bury him in a place where he might never be found. That takes a specific kind of cold-blooded planning. But while the world moved on, the science of death was evolving. In the early 2000s, a new tool emerged, DNA. But there was a problem. To get DNA, you need a sample. And unknown male number 1 had been underground for nearly 50 years. In 2021, the Fairmont Police Department decided it was time to give the man his name back. They partnered with Othram, a laboratory specializing in forensic genetic genealogy. They exhumed the remains. The DNA was degraded, but Othram's technology was able to build a comprehensive genetic profile. They didn't just look for a direct match in a police book for ancestors. The digital trail led them to the Maryland and Washington, D.C. area. After weeks of mapping out family trees and contacting potential relatives, the search finally stopped at a single branch. The ghost finally had a name. William Bill Rayner Jr., born in 1939, a resident of the D.C. area. He had vanished sometime in the mid-60s, right around the time the body was found in Fairmont. The mystery of who he was is solved, but the mystery of why he died is deeper than ever. When investigators contacted the Rayner family, they found a strange silence. For reasons that are still being investigated, a formal missing persons report was never successfully processed or linked to the Fairmont discovery in 1967. Was Bill Rayner involved in something dangerous? Did his family know why he disappeared? If he was a regular young man from Maryland, how did he end up in a shallow grave in West Virginia, dressed in a tailored suit with the labels cut out? The identification of William Rayner isn't the end of the story. It's the beginning of a new investigation. We now know his name. We now know where he came from. But the person who pulled the trigger and spent the time to erase Bill Rayner's identity might still be out there. Unknown. Male number 1 is unknown no longer. He is William Rayner Jr. And after 54 years in the dark, the truth is finally starting to come to light.